young again, right? Like the feeling of having a child grow up and then that whole cycle being complete.
Seriously, whenever I think of resonance, it reminds me, like whenever I see children, it just reminds me how youthful I used to be.
I think about
and now I see all the energy they have, and I'm like, how?
How does the book define the theory of resonance? Schwartz's theory of resonance posits that messages triggering emotional memories from our past will inevitably affect us. We will be swayed by an ad that strikes a responsive chord.
Probably wondering, why has he gathered us all here today? We will be discussing the theory of resonance. How does this make you feel?
Reminds me of my pet turtle named Harold. In my room, on my Game Boy Advance, always had the lights kind of dim, and it was kind of upsetting. But other than that, I caught lots of Pokemon. One time I had a shiny card.
The feeling of having the holographic card brought you status and what feelings of superiority over those without, right? Yes. iPods, one of the many generations to come, but this was, for many people in this room, the first. How did this make you feel?
Disappointed.
Disappointed?
Something I always wanted, but I could never get. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how much I asked, I even tried to save up my own money.
My first one was pink, and I always snuck it to school because my parents were worried I would lose it. I did, but still, it held many fond memories.
Nonetheless, important part of your memory. This is a...
Oh, hey guys, sorry.
We were about to discuss this radio flyer red wagon.
I remember my radio flyer.
How does it make you feel?
I lived way out in the middle of nowhere, and we had a lot of ravines and stuff, so me and my siblings used to climb in them and like just plummet down into the ditches. A couple of us may have gone to the hospital a few times for it, but I mean, it was fun.
Images like these can call up memories that are powerful and lasting. Now that we've discussed nostalgic items from our past, what is the theory of resonance?
It's images or messages that elicit an emotional response from me.
The theory of resonance is when you see something and it reminds you of something from your past or childhood, makes you feel nostalgic.
For me, resonance is when you see a concept, an image, something that brings back some kind of memory, whether good or bad. You feel nostalgic, and then you kind of get lost in this trance of when you were a child or when you were a teen.
I think for me, theory of resonance is more talking about like you see something on like an ad, for example, and it kind of like hits the heartstrings. Like, oh, it's so cute and so emotional. It reminds me of me growing up in my life. And I think a lot of things kind of feel the same way to us when we see certain images.